Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the ROH Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Ooh, what a show this was. We had, the weekend was about people finishing their stories, and Cody Rhodes finishing his story. Former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, I mind you. But you know what? In the Ring of Honor world, we had somebody else finish the story. 11 years, 11 years after his brother won his first ROH World title, Mark Briscoe won his first world title. Freaking awesome, people. We're not talking enough about finishing the story. The Briscoe brothers were one of the greatest tag teams of professional wrestling. We all know the story. We lost Jay. I say we as a fan base. Unfortunately, Jay's family lost Jay. 14 months ago, 15 months ago now. It hasn't been the same since. The tag divisions in pro wrestling has not been the same since, but you know what? Mark Briscoe moved on and carried the legacy of the Briscoe brothers. Every entrance carries that on. The fact that we have Jay Briscoe's picture on the Titantron every time, or the screen every time Mark comes out. Perfect homage to him, you know. As a fan, I wear my shirt and proud fan of him, proud fan of the Briscoes, of Ring of Honor. This show actually felt vintage Ring of Honor to me when it started. In Philadelphia, obviously the smaller arenas, it's like this kind of felt like old school Ring of Honor. So first match, we had ROH World Television Title on the line, champion Kyle Fletcher versus Lee Johnson. All the build up to this. So we had the buy-in or the 0 hour shows. Let's start there. Sorry. So the 0 hour shows, we had a 6-man tag to start it. We had the premium athletes. I love this. Daivari, Josh Woods, Tony Nese, along with Mark Sterling, going up against Adam Priest. Seen him a lot in the southeast area. Rhett, Titus, former Ring of Honor champion. Tony Deppen, former Ring of Honor television champion. See him a lot in GCW. Nice little kickoff match. I ended up giving it 2 3/4. The premier athletes getting the victory. This is, to me, one of those welcome to Ring of Honor. We got some vintage Ring of Honor guys here in a Rhett Titus, Tony Deppen's newer, Tony Nese, Josh the Goods Woods. Just have a little fun where everyone's getting seated and getting their drinks and getting their food and stuff. 2 3/4 star, the premium athletes getting the victory. Next up, we had the Beast Mortos, formerly known as Black Taurus, going up against GCW champion Blake Christian. I haven't watched Joey Janela Spring Break 8, so as far as I know, Blake Christian's still champion. We'll find out later if Janela beat him or not, but as of right now, in my mind, Blake Christian is still GCW champion. Taking on Beast Mortos, formerly known as Black Taurus. This is one of those matches. Hey, you're in your seat. You're ready to go. Let's get you a little fired up here. 3 1/4 star match. The Beast Mortos beating Blake Christian. Okay, cool. We kind of got you pumped up a little bit. Got a big show coming up. Next up, we had Cole, Karter, and Griff Garrison, along with Mariah, taking on the Spanish Announce Project and Angelico and Serpentico. You have Mariah with the mask of Serpentico, or one of the masks he has. This is kind of one of those matches for me, kind of like the first match. Here's a match, let you see Mariah, get you. I know everyone's still getting seated. Let's not get too crazy here yet. Throw a little match out there, 8 minutes, enjoy. And if you missed it, you can watch it back later. Otherwise, here you go. Cole Karter, Griff Garrison getting the victory. Give it 2 3/4 star. And then we had a women's match. We had Mariah May taking on Momo Kohgo. One of those matches, kind of like, here's a piece of what could happen later. We'll get you a piece of what the women's champion, AEW Women's Champion's team is, Mariah May. She's growing. 2 1/2 star match, Mariah May getting the victory. And then it's like, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Supercard of Honor. First match, Ring of Honor World Television Title on the line, champion Kyle Fletcher, part of the Don Callis family, taking on Shoddy Lee Johnson, part of Shane Taylor Productions. Lee Johnson, 8-0 in his last 8 matches. Okay, we're going to set up big here. what was kind of wild, one of the big moments to start was there was a chair in the ring that Fletcher brought in to hit Lee Johnson with. Obviously, he got DQ'd if he would have done it. The ref took the chair. As the ref's taking the chair out, Kyle Fletcher just kicks him in the ding-dang. Lee Johnson hit the big shot on Kyle on the apron. Then Lee Johnson hit 3 5-star frog splashes. Kyle Fletcher kicks out. Fletcher ends up getting the pin, 3 3/4 star. Kyle Fletcher still your Ring of Honor World Television Champion. I know before the show started, we got added to the commentary team, the one, the only, Nigel McGuinness. He is Ring of Honor to me. When I watch a Ring of Honor show, Ian Riccaboni, Caprice Coleman, Nigel McGuinness, that's Ring of Honor. If we get Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson at All In, please, that would be just as good to me as getting Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay at Dynasty. I'll be there live. My first AEW show, and I get to see those two. All right, next up we had the Stardom partnership that AEW and Tony Khan, Ring of Honor, and AEW have. We had a 6-woman tag match. We had Empress, Nexus, Venus, Maika, and Mina, Carlie, Mia Shiraya going against Queen's Quest, Azam, and Zaya, Kamitani, and Tam Nagana. Yeah, I know. Wait till I do Toshi Joe Pro. That's going to be even worse. I did the Stardom show already. So, yeah. But, you know what? At the end of the day, these women can wrestle. This is one of the best 6-woman tag matches I've ever seen. 3.5-star match. The Empress, Nexus, and Venus getting the victory there. Next up, we had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles on the line. Champion, the Undisputed Era, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, going up against the Infantry and Charlie Bravo and Shawn Dean. This match was getting to the point of, ooh, I think the Infantry can do this. I think they can beat the Undisputed Kingdom. And then Warlow shows up. Of course, I was watching it and I'm going, why is Warlow out there? Then all of a sudden, hit me. David and Bennett are part of the Undisputed Kingdom with Warlow, with Roddy, with Adam Cole. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it took me a second on that. I'm like, why is Warlow? Oh, yeah. So Warlow comes out and chokeslams Bravo and Dean and one of them, I can't remember which one now, and helps Taven and Bennett retain their Ring of Honor tag titles. I give it 3 1/4. Next up, we had the crowning the first ever Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship. This is the finals of the tournament. We had Billie Starkz taking on Queen and Mina. Yeah, I can't talk today. And Queen Aminata. And I mean, the big spot, it's hard to describe. Billie Starkz was on the top rope. She goes to do like a swanton looking thing. Queen Aminata got her knees up and kind of got her in the back of the neck. And she dropped. And you really thought, she's crying almost. And she's like this for the referee. The referee comes over. Queen Aminata stands back. The doctors come in. They put a neck brace on her. And it's like, holy crap, she looked legit hurt. And they kept taking the camera away from it. And a lot of times, if you watch wrestling long enough, you'll know when somebody's legit injured, they'll take the camera, they go back or whatever. They kept showing them back and forth, and the announcers looked, I don't think the announcers knew this was a work. I hope. If they did, they sold the hell out of it. And you're like, oh crap, hope she's okay. She's young and all this. Even Nigel's like, she's so young in her career. injuries happen, but this is horrible. And so I'm like, oh crap. I mean, she sucked me in. And then you get Queen Aminita opening the ropes and trying to help because the doctors are trying to help her out. And she grabs her and rolls her up. And it's like, what the hell just happened? And even everyone was like, what just happened? She legit sold the shit out of that. She ends up getting the submission victory, making Queen Aminita pass out Billy Starks. She's been training with Athena. Athena's very dirty little heel. Billy Starks has now turned into that dirty little heel. But yeah, awesome match. First ever Ring of Honor Women's TV title. Billy Starks with her little shenanigans. 3 1/4 star, getting the victory, becoming champion. Next up, we had the Ring of Honor World 6-man titles on the line. Bullet Club Gold, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, the Big Bang Club. Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, Jay White coming out. Open challenge. Whoever wants to do it. We had Lance Archer and Alex Zane, Monster Sauce, come out. Lance Archer accepts the challenge. Goes, oh wait, this is a 6-man tag, not a normal tag. We need somebody else. And then the Murder Grandpa comes out, Minoru Suzuki. I actually thought the titles were going to change here because the dude's name is Murder Grandpa. Come on. We have the Monster Sauce and the Murder Grandpa taking on the Bullet Club Gold. Yeah, unfortunately, the titles didn't change hands. Bullet Club Gold ended up getting the victory at the end, and they ended up giving it 3-star. At the end, the Acclaim comes out, so we'll see if they do a title versus title somewhere along the line. But it's just like Murder Grandpa time. Next up, we had the Fight Without Honor, only like I think 23 or something they said ever in the history of Ring of Honor. Don Castle versus Johnny TV. The reason this is Fight Out of Honor, if you don't follow Ring of Honor on Honor Club, is there was a match between Johnny TV and Dalton Castle for custody of the boys, the 2 boys that used to hang out with Dalton Castle for years and years now, the Tate brothers, Brandon and Brent Tate. But my guess is because Ring of Honor is taped a little in advance and it's been a storyline, them getting fired was part of the storyline, didn't have anything to do with Punk's stupid comments, which we should find out on AEW Dynamite, the video of backstage. So either that's going to say what Punk said is 100% true, or it's going to make Punk look like a lying piece of shit. My guess is it's supposed to make Punk look like a lying piece of shit, because why would AEW show it? But that should be interesting. But any hoodles, after Punk's little tirade on the talk show, a bunch of people in Ring of Honor end up getting fired. I think it's a coincidence because this has been a work all along. Johnny TV and Ty Valkyrie won custody of the boys. Johnny took them mountain climbing. They got eaten by a bear. That was known before they got fired. I think that was part of the get them off TV because they're failing to show up to work kind of deal, and that's what they got fired for. But that is what it is. So Don Castle came out with new boys. He had like 8 boys out there with him, which was interesting because some of them were big boys, big boys. Fight Without Honor, I was expecting blood. I was expecting chaos. It really wasn't. There's a few chairs at ringside. Taya threw powder in Dalton's face at one point, and then he goes after him with a leaf blower. Ooh, that mean leaf blower! I'm gonna kill somebody with my leaf blower, I think. But anyway, yeah, it was just like, that was weird. Johnny did put Dalton through a table, and then Dalton kept throwing boys at Johnny. He literally would have a boy run out, push him out of the ring, and there was a really big boy at the end, and I can't really say much, and he just fell. He didn't even jump, he just fell. And Johnny TV's like, what the shit? It's like, okay, that didn't work quite like we think it was planned to work. But at the end of it, after throwing boys at Johnny TV, Don Castle gets the victory. I ended up giving it 2.5. It was okay. It wasn't anything that's like, My fight without honor is some of these ladder wars, those kind of things that we've seen where blood's dripping down on people and there's so much chaos that it's like, it looks like a freaking war zone. Kind of like a Philadelphia street fight should look kind of deal. But you know, kind of a tame fight without honor. Next up, we had the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship on the line. Champion Athena versus Hikaru Shida, two-time AEW Women's Champion. I actually thought this was where they took the title off Athena because she's had that title now for... She's had 485 days since October 12th, or since December 10th of 2022. She's had that title. That is obviously there's only been 4 women's titles, or 4 women's champions. Roxy, which is Roxanne Perez, Deonna Purrazzo, Mercedes Martinez, and now Athena. So it's like, I was expecting them to put it on Hikaru Shida so they could have Shida have both titles over her career. But I think once Billie Starkz won the women's television title, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Athena's going to retain. The fact that Shida need her in the back, and it looked like it hurt like hell on the ringside. And then we did have Billie Starkz come out. So, but overall, this match, the two women, they just tore it down. 3 3/4, one of the best women matches of the weekend. And still Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena. So we'll see who her next big challenger is going to be. Then we had the main event. 2 friends, Mark Briscoe, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, current Ring of Honor champion, current NJPW Strong champion, former AEW Continental Classic champion, Continental champion. The American Triple Crown he had for 6-7 months. It was kind of cool. What's funny is these two guys actually have a 6-man tag match at AEW Dynasty. They're teaming up with Edge versus House of Black. So, but like Eddie Kingston said, he looks at Papa Briscoe's family. He looks at Mark and Jay as family. He grew up with them. This was just 2 buddies going out there and just tearing the house down, and that's what they did. Mark put a chair in the ring, didn't he? Because you can bring a chair in the ring. But if you actually hit somebody with the chair, that's a DQ. But if the chair's in the ring and you trip them and they face first off of it, that's not a DQ. Because you didn't use the chair just happened to be in the ring and you used the ring. I kind of like those kind of wonky rules. Eddie does the same thing as well. And then as they're fighting on the outside, Mark gets busted open. Then they had a spot where it was kind of weird. They both were basically exchanging suplexes. But yeah, I mean, Eddie's going after where Mark was cut off and trying to get him to bleed more. Mark Briscoe is just Mark Briscoe. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. And then seeing Mark win at the end and finishing his story, I thought that was really freaking cool. Mark Briscoe, Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, to the day, 11 years after his brother won his first title. I thought that was just something that had to happen. That was one of those things coming into the show. I kind of, deep down, like, there's no chance in hell that Mark doesn't win this. Because Jay won it April 5th, 2013, New York City. He held it for 89 days. He ended up vacating because he was hurt. He beat Kevin Steen for it. So, and then Adam Cole became champion after that. And then Briscoe got a second title run in Toronto in September of 14 and held it 286 days. So, yeah, I think nice little title run here for Mark Briscoe, the 40th world champion in Ring of Honor history. Think that's going to be pretty special for that family. Coming full circle 11 years later. Obviously, Mark's kind of has had the transition into kind of the singles wrestler now because he's not really a tag much anymore. He's got his friends he does stuff with. But yeah. No, it's going to be super cool. AEW Dynasty getting to see Mark Briscoe in person. I haven't seen him in person since 2010. I think we were talking about it. 2011 at the 9th anniversary show. But at Chapter 2 Hate in 2010, I actually get the high five both Briscoes. So sitting there at the ring corner at a Ring of Honor show in Collinsville, Illinois. That was super cool. That's part of the reason why I bought the shirt, because I'm a huge Jay Briscoe fan. And I thought, what better video to wear this shirt than when his brother finishes the story and wins the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, as always. Thanks for watching Rapper Sports Show. Lots of independent stuff for the weekend, a lot more coming. We're going to have every videos all up until Raw starts, and then we'll have the review of Raw, and that will conclude WrestleMania weekend. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.